welcome to the Council of the First Ones. I'm your host, Kelly, and today we're going into the library that holds the golden discs of knowledge, which means this is a past episode of Council of the First Ones. In fact, this is from 2013, where Rene, Crespo, Joni, and I discussed the role that sports played in Masters of the Universe. Even though there was no full episode or storyline dedicated to sports, sports still played a role in the background and throughout the continuity of Masters of the Universe. We're taking a look at sports as it was portrayed in Filmation and the Mike Young Productions. I hope you enjoy.
Actually, with the holidays, seems to be a lot of sports going on. So why don't we take a look at the sports as they pertain to the Masters of the Universe, because we had a lot of them show up in the mini comics, the Golden Book, the regular Star comic, as well as the cartoon series. And one of the common themes with the sports was the gladiator contests, and it seems like every time He-Man had to face them, whether it be in the mini comic, the regular Golden Books, or the cartoon, he had amnesia. What do you guys think of this?
Well, you had to limit He-Man because, if he was in an Olympic sports, he'd just be dominating everything. So track, field, archery, all that, he'd do it all in one day. So they kind of have to give him a hindrance, and they couldn't break a leg or an arm on him, so they had to mess with his mind.
But a mind is a terrible thing to mess with.
But it's the only way you can give a handicap in favor of everyone else. He-Man can toss things like halfway across Eternia with no problem. It's like javelin. I've got an X-Pound to kill He-Man.
Well, they always wound up giving a handicap to the bad guys by letting them do anything they want. And He-Man and the good guys had to follow the rules.
That's because they're 80s cartoon heroes versus 80s cartoon villains. And even with all the advantages that the villains had, they lose because they're 80s cartoon villains who have to lose, have to be stupid, and oh no, I'm just remembering Spikor's voice. No!
Be Spikor!
It kinda looks like I have to sing a song.
I can't get that one saying that Spikor always says, me Spikor, out of my mind since I was watching the one Filmation cartoon where he's up against Fisto trying to find all those golden globes.
Well, you can't expect them to go all 300 in the cartoon series, where they just had all-out battlefields and slashing each other's throats and breaking skulls and all that.
That's the Nightlick verse, and let's leave it at that. Orko, he rules in the freaking Nightlick verse. No, but seriously, going with the gladiator theme, it does make a lot of sense since Eternia is kind of a medieval world, and it would suck if they had like an Eternian NBA, NFL, FIFA. Yeah, for you European guys who enjoy that game that I do not enjoy at all, that you guys call football, I call soccer.
I call it waste of time.
I call it massive waste of time, but
no, I thought that was golf.
But for the watchers.
Golf is a waste of time. Come on, you get more enjoyment out of watching grass grow.
I'll reserve my comments regarding golf because it could be it could spout a lot of racism. Gars cannot play golf, except Keldor. Keldor is the exception because he's half Gar, half whatever Jitsu is, half White Eternian. And yeah, I just went over more than two halves, so I don't know. Keldor is the Tiger Woods of Eternia. Oh, but seriously, most modern Earth sports would look weird on a medieval-looking society as Eternia or Etheria. So hence all the gladiatorial arenas, the whole jousting thing. And seriously, I don't know why Mattel never got an Eternian jousting set. Like, two specialized sky sleds where you pop into characters and you do the jousting thing. That would have been pretty cool.
Well, maybe we'll get the jousting, whatever they're called.
In a movie year.
Yeah, the movie.
Maybe when they release the Red Knight, because he always has one of the jousting sticks with him.
Yeah, the cheating lance.
And then who knows? Maybe we'll get some sky sleds. Oh wait,
The Red Knight won because he was cheating. Oh, great. Now I'm rooting for that idiot Bo.
he didn't cheat. Nothing said he couldn't take his jousting stick with him. Bo had his bow and arrow with him, just didn't use it.
Hey,
Oh,
you got to give credit to the Red Knight. He ran a marathon in 80-pound armor.
I was gonna say that too. That even though he was cheating, he still was giving a handicap to everyone else. Cause that
Yeah,
armor.
could you see him without all that armor? He would have just blown them all away.
He would have been faster than the Flash. You know, and sometimes I've seen the actual armors in like Renaissance festivals and all that, where people actually put them on and all that. And I put like a sleeve on, I put a gauntlet on, and those suckers weigh a lot. A gauntlet weighs like 10 pounds. So a whole body one, he's putting on at least 150 pounds worth of stuff. And he won a marathon. He should have been dead.
And pole vaulted.
Yeah.
I mean, that was amazing what the Red Knight did.
Yeah, Bo is a whiny little brat.
Well, Bo can't get lucky with anyone. Come on. Even Frosta doesn't want Bo.
And it's sad because he's almost the only male in that.
He is the only male.
Well, there's the peasant farmers and all that, which apparently do better than him.
And there's Grizzlord, Leech, Montana.
They're the
and
bad guys.
Still, they're male, and Frosta would cling onto them like white on rice, but not on Bo.
Well, I don't know if you guys saw it earlier in the week, but someone had posted, I don't know if it was on our page or what, because it came on my homepage, a white version of Grizzlord.
I saw that once on the .org.
I thought that was cool. That's what happens when he kisses Frosta. So, one of the other things we noticed, we actually got the royal family even involved in sports. They went on a skiing trip, and we see Queen Marlena skiing in her green gown, and Randor in his Etho Palace garb. So one way that sports does come into play is bringing families together. So any ideas?
Apparently nobody changes clothes in Eternia.
Well, the only time we see them change clothes is in the Mike Young productions.
That's because they had more money then.
And it was very rare, too, even in that.
Well,
Looking at it, sorry, go ahead.
To be fair, logistics and all that, but it surprises me how resilient to cold temperatures the Eternian people are. Heck, even Marlena, who's from Earth, has become super resilient to cold temperatures in Eternia, because, I mean, seriously, tights and a bathrobe, that's not exactly the best protection against the cold.
Well, to be all fair, they do control the weather. Remember, they did have a weather station that they had to protect from Meiser.
And the whole time freezing thingy that makes time stand still forever and ever and ever, and Cringer has had the shortest nap ever.
Did he even take a nap?
I feel like I slept for days. What do you mean it's just 10 o'clock? I went to sleep at 10 o'clock. Oh, crap.
I found it incredibly admirable about how even Tila was skiing with her bare legs and no weather gear at all. Just perfectly fine, skiing in the cold weather. I mean, Man-at-Arms had his armor on and all that. That's perfectly well and good. And even Queen Marlena in the gown. But still, Tila just walking around fine in the snow with her bare legs.
To be fair, Tila loves going out to the cold. Remember that she stripped off her captain clothes and went to train in the cold wearing a furry bikini bottom, and a metal bra. Tila is hardcore.
Well, that's every Dungeons and Dragons game with girls in it. They all wear the metal bikini and all that. It's enchanted armor, apparently, because nobody strikes at their weak points.
Which would be everything that's not covered. Oh, great. From sports, we've gone to...
Well, the swimsuit issue.
The psychology of Eternian warfare. The psychology of Eternian warfare. I mean, metal bras intimidate people.
Well, sports is a way to train for warfare. You are learning strategy. You're learning teamwork. So in a way, it is getting them ready for combat.
But come on, it's combat in Eternia. How do you solve everything? He-Man! We need help! Throw those big testicular-shaped rocks at the enemies! Oh yeah, and toss them into the mud, yeah! Sorcerer's likey!
And throw that punch at the camera.
Yes, he does like punching.
Photog! He's not punching the camera, he's punching Photog!
Well, Photog does record everything for Eternia. Maybe He-Man just got tired of him being nosy and the paparazzi.
Well, he did spy me on shower, so
Oh, yes, I remember that pic. Well, in the Mike Young production, we also saw more jousting, which we've already covered. But how would you guys describe when Teela and Adam were on those glowing orange brick playing fired soccer/dodgeball?
It must be nice being rich. That's the one thing I actually saw. I was watching it because I went back to look at that episode and I'm thinking, wow, Prince Adam really gets to enjoy all these fun toys and high-tech tools. Everybody else is like playing with sticks and Dark Ages toys where they played back then.
It's like, what you got? I got a stick. I got a rock. Oh, wow. Hey, that's nothing, you guys. I got a freaking hoverboard. I got this weird mutant space Arkanoid thing. I also have robot horses to impress chicks and then failed miserably at it. Dude, I'm freaking loaded. That's why I'm the prince. Rock sucks. Mine is gold.
Well, he sort of did go primitive when he was at the fishing hole in Teela's quest, though he was taking a nap instead of fishing.
Yeah, that's Adam's excuse to go fishing because that's the only activity where you basically do nothing until the fish does all the job of like, oh no, I'm stuck in this with this big hook piercing my face. Arr, arr, gotta get out. They're gonna kill me. Come on, I got him, almost got him, got away. Okay, let's do it again.
Well, Cringer needs fresh fish.
If I recall correctly, Ramen was also a fishing aficionado in 2000X.
Yes, because in Siren Song.
So they mostly do it because it's relaxing. It gives them time to sleep, hide from Teela, sleep,
Hide from Teela.
Yeah, because that Teela is all work and no play.
Well, she's always writing
when
him.
She was a teenager. She was all work.
I mean, NYP Teela makes Filmation Teela look like a pushover. NYP Teela was downright mean to Adam. And it's like, dude, you're 16. You're supposed to be starting to figure out if boys are mature enough for you to date. Obviously, taking the closest thing to a boy her age would be Adam, and we know that kid's not mature at all because he's pretending to be mature because he's the most powerful man in the universe and all that. But I mean, come on, it's like
Teela would be the mean girl.
Yeah, if she was in high school, she'd probably be the head cheerleader.
Yeah, head cheerleader. She'd be marked as a mean girl. Everyone would be fearful of her because she'd kick their butts.
I see her more as the overachiever.
That too.
The one who's in student council, the one who's getting the straight A's, who's trying to go to the advanced college and doing like 7 jobs at one time just to impress a resume. And yeah, she does put down Adam a lot. And Man-at-Arms just says, don't judge.
I
mean, Filmation Teela at least, like, she tries to be nice every now and then.
Well, that's supposed to be the mature Teela in the Filmation. Come on, they're in their 20s in that one.
I'd say she's more like the more family-friendly version, because Filmation, we know, it's more family-friendly than the Cold Distant NYP.
Plus, it was the 80s.
But she still gave Adam a lot of hard times, but, I mean 2000X Teela, I mean, honestly, every time she showed up, I really wanted to punch her in the face. That's how angry she got me. It's like, come on, I know she doesn't know he's He-Man, but come on, it's like, you're gonna force him to pull rank all the day. It's like, I ain't doing that. I'm the prince, so screw you.
And the only time she was nice was when He-Man was around because she was trying to kiss up.
Yeah, I mean, it's He-Man, so you don't want to get on He-Man's bad side.
No, but she was hoping to get lucky with He-Man.
Well, it is He-Man, so I mean, He-Man's got a whole planet full of women who are desperate to get him. And in his home planet, he's got like 2 out of the 4 important ladies interested in him. Because even Evelyn was kind of attracted towards He-Man.
Yes.
And his tiny loincloth.
Well, come on, there wasn't much to the imagination. It's a girl's dream right there.
And he has the power. Yeah, but back on sports. Tila was really mean on poor Adam in all the continuities that
Yeah.
had an Adam. Because Dolph movie luckily did not have an Adam for Tila to be a mean girl towards him. And I don't think movie Tila would have been capable of, because,
She couldn't recognize a bone.
I mean, I think it's like movie Tila, Clawful, Filmation Tila, NYP Tila, in the scale from dumb to smart.
But back with Tila, with her sports, I mean, yes, she does put Adam down quite a bit. Especially even in the hide-and-go-seek competition that she did when she handed him the finder and set it where he would transmit and she could find him.
In case he got lost.
Got lost, and who's the one who wound up in trouble? Tila.
Oh, Adam, here you go. Have this transmitter so you, in case you get lost, I can come find you. It's okay. There's no way in heck I'm gonna fall down Castle Grayskull's cliff.
So how bold would it have been if they had reversed it? That it was Adam who fell in the abyss, and Tila had to go in and rescue him. How bold would that have been in the 80s?
Well, we could have had that same situation if we had, like, in She-Ra, like, Bo basically was the She-Ra's Tila, so it was like...
No, but She-Ra was super powered, you know, and same thing like Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman comes in and rescues average Joe. Well, that's not a big deal. You know, she's Wonder Woman.
It would
But
have been
what if
nice.
it was like Adora rescuing
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like, in She-Ra, we could have, like, the same situation play out with Bo and Adora, and Bo would have fallen down...
I mean, that would have been interesting to see if the roles were reversed. But we also had in a lot of these episodes where we started out with other people starting the games.
Well, I was going to ask, I mean, did you guys think that Adam downplayed it?
way too much at times.
Yeah. I mean, he could have stepped up a little bit more.
I can understand why Adam overplays the loser aspect of himself, but sometimes it was just too exaggerated.
I mean, here is a prince who's well built, and he's such a wuss. Come on. He should be able to win a little something, like he does in some of the mini comics and the comic.
Yeah. Adam pretends to be too much of a wuss. And although he should prove himself to be kinda competent, I'm not saying that he has to go in and win every battle, but come on, I'm pretty sure that even Adam can beat Clawful.
I mean, come on, Clawful is one of the dumber characters.
Well, even when I was a kid and I was watching the cartoon series, I always thought Adam could have done more. That he just downplayed it. He wanted to throw off everybody that he's not He-Man. But I always thought that in a fight he could have held his own. But unfortunately, we never saw that. In the Mike Young, we did, and he did hold off. But in the Filmation one, he never did. And I always thought that, yeah, he downplayed it and maybe a little bit too much, because nobody was if maybe he won a fight, people would have said, wow, you fought just like He-Man. Wait a minute, you look like He-Man, except lighter skinned.
But you know what? Who makes it even worse? Adora. I mean, she was the freaking Horde's Force captain. And here we got oh no, I think I sprained my ankle. I think I'm just gonna limp away from the fight. Ignore that I was the freaking Horde Force captain. Okay? Am I clear? For the honor of Grayskull.
Well, she does have a harder time. She's got to find those excuses. She doesn't have the built-in, oh, I'm the lazy princess and playing damsel in distress.
But that's my beef with her. It's okay, we got Adam who plays the wuss. Okay, but Adora, it's unreasonable to have her play the wuss when she was the Horde Force captain. She was the best Force captain that the Horde's gotten in a long time. I mean, Adora's successor totally sucks. Meow.
Well, no one listens to Catra.
Exactly.
But everyone was fearful of Adora. She was ruthless.
Even
And then
though
when
she
she got her
technically never
morals-
did anything.
Oh, you heard that? Adora's ruthless. Have you seen her kill someone? No. Have you seen her maim someone? No. Have you seen her glare at someone?
Yes.
No. Wait. She did glare at Bo one. Okay, she's ruthless.
But they were also fearful because she was Hordak's little girl.
Yeah, but that's the problem. Adora's reputation was just, she's Hordak's daughter. It's kind of like Tila. She's Man-at-Arm's daughter. No one dates her because you don't want to meet the dad with the arm who can turn into a freaking gun. Oh, so you're dating my little daughter? Better bring her back by 10.
Hey, that makes it complicated with dating.
And
And here we go off topic again.
Yeah, we're wondering.
we're wondering it's because sports and like hide and go seek. Well, I take my hide and go seek pretty seriously. I mean, when I played, I've got camouflage clothing, I've got camo makeup, I even have booby trap set for fake hiding spots. I take my hide and go seek pretty seriously. I mean hardcore hide and seek, not that namby pamby hiding behind the fridge. No. I said booby trap. And I spend most of the time setting up booby traps, fake hiding spots, and my friends really hate me for that.
All you're missing is the paintball guns now.
No,
then you have a real good paintball contest.
We don't do them cause let's just say it this way. I have a really lousy aim. When I aim to the chest, I never hit the chest. It's like, oh, chest, my face, my leg, my naughty bits. So it's like paintballs and me don't mix. That's why we downgraded to normal hide and seek.
Oh, but paintball hide and seek is fun.
I know. I just love sniping everyone like doof, doof, doof. And Adam could use Adam's a master of hide and go seek. I mean, it's like he goes seek demon, and then where's Adam? Oh yeah, he's safe.
Well, that's the standard reply. He's safe.
But safe where?
I don't know.
Here. I mean,
Well,
have you seen it run?
I was thinking, considering the Mike Young series again, when they were in the Subternia, in those dangerous tunnels where there's different savage animals and all that. Where's Adam? Oh, he's safe in the tunnels.
Safe in the tunnels? What the
Where
heck?
the snake men are running around and there's God knows what.
So you left my son alone there? Oh, sure. I'll just ask Marlena to have another one. Maybe this one will be more useful.
You notice she stopped after the twins.
I think that's because Rander stopped wearing that weird bathrobe or started wearing it.
The tights were too tight.
Well, we also saw in the Mike Young production, Roboto sitting down and playing a game of chess. Do you guys even consider that a sport?
Well, it's a sport for the brain.
So we better not let
Consider
Jewel
it very
play?
dangerous.
Why so?
Well, you think about it. I mean, that's one game that is closer to war, and it's about killing people, really. The objective is to kill.
The king.
You know, you go in there, you try to kill as many people as you can to kill the king. You kill the king, you win the game. You know, that's the lesson of that game. You know, it's not about negotiation. It's not about making peace. It's about killing the king. I don't think I ever saw Randor play that game.
I think he's just a phobic.
Makes you wonder, who would have won if Keldor and Randor played chess?
Keldor.
He would have cheated.
I'll go right to
That actually,
Keldor, huh?
that actually reminds me of one picture I saw recently. I don't know, last week, this week, a couple of weeks ago, where He-Man and Skeletor was playing chess.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that photo. I think it was last week.
Chess, it's an emotional game, not for the outside people on the outside watching, but for the two people playing. It's a battle of wit, strategy, and mass murder. Sure, it can be boring as watching paint dry, and
Oh.
I hate when people are like obsessed, like trying to figure out the next 10 moves. It's like, come on, dude, just relax, watch the current action, and watch the players adapt to each action. And Roboto would have kicked everyone's butt playing chess or any card game, except, well, nah, he could kick all our butts in Twister too.
I'd hate to be under him if it collapses, but
My back.
oh, Man-at-Arms is going to come in and put something metal in me.
Uh-oh, now I am Limbor, heroic master of backbending. So what's the point of me bending my back? You can dodge bullets now. There are no bullets in Eternia, it's laser beams. Bullets, laser beams, same thing. You can dodge them now. Don't go too fast. What do you mean don't go too fast? I'm trying to dodge freaking light. There's no way I can do that. Oh, come here. Let me give you an upgrade. Metal plates to your mouth so you can shut up.
So guys, what sports do you think the Masters would excel in? Not counting He-Man, because we know he would dominate all sports.
Well, I'm kind of tired, kind of thinking about one of the golden books that we looked at, which was the Dangerous Game one from. It was a golden book, and it showed like each one having different games and all that. And Tila was a master archer, which I think, yes, I think she would have been good at that if she had a bow and arrow. I think she would be really good with a bow and arrow, kind of like a Hunger Games motif there. And I think for Master of Disguise, well, obviously. And then for arm wrestling, I have to give it to Fisto.
But doesn't Fisto have an unfair advantage with that big hand?
I think he would still kick butt with the left hand. Because aside He-Man, Fisto must be the strongest guy there is. Not just because the big right hand, but because he has to carry that big right hand. So his body has got to compensate somehow. And yes, Manny Faces would kick butt and all that stealth and infiltration the same way. Man at Arms is the big brains until we get to Roboto. Although he might be smart, but he doesn't have common sense. I mean, Mechanic, he stretches his neck and that's it. I mean, why not give him like laser eyes or like, oh, there's the enemy. Shoo, all done. I mean, he just sees the enemy. It's like, I see the enemy.
Well, look at it
Over there.
Position in
In
the arm.
My head was up there. My arms are down here. Why don't I have like a laser-mounted death ray attached to my funky helmet so I could be like, there's Beastman. No more.
Well, I thought Mechanic used the neck to look into Castle Grayskull and take a look at the sorceress.
That's his favorite hobby. Let's not ruin it for him. Mechanic is not a peeping Tom. Ladies, you can stay in the top floor and undress without fear that anyone's gonna peek in. Maybe Stratos, but Stratos a monkey dude. He's not into... Wait, he is into humans, so...
Yeah, he has a human wife.
Yeah.
So, okay, only Stratos will come in and peek on you because Buzzoff is a bee guy and he's married to the bee queen according to the Nightlick verse. So he's like King Bee, which makes no sense being a King Bee, but I digress. Mechanic is not a peeping Tom, and he hasn't figured out how to have photog right on his head and record stuff.
Give him time. Just give him time.
But sports-wise, Mechanic would totally suck. I mean, he's got to carry those hundreds, perhaps even thousands of pounds of neck inside his body and running with that clunky armor. I still don't know how the heck he carried his son away, but he did it, so we gotta give him credit for that. I'm pretty sure that Rio Blast would be tough competition for Tila.
Yeah, in any kind of shooting match.
And if we had a water spitting contest, Snout would win.
Well, maybe some of you can help me with this. I'm remembering the Summer Olympics, and I was just flipping channels, and then I saw the craziest sport where it was in an outdoor field. The athletes grab the gun, they shoot at a target for accuracy, and then they run some laps out on the field, go to the target, shoot again, run around in the field, and then shoot at the targets. Anybody know what that sport is? Because I have no idea, and I thought that would be really cool to do for Master. I swear, I saw this. I swear, I saw this.
Shooting, I have no idea either, but it sounds like
they're shooting, and then they're running in a field, and then you're shooting and running in a field.
Huh, that would fit into the Masters universe.
Well, again, I never saw that, but I just thought that'd be really cool. Like if you had Rio Blast, Man at Arms, and some other ones who are known with having laser weapons doing that contest.
Really?
I'm hoping somebody will tell me that. What's the name of that? That's been bothering me ever since I saw it.
I just had a crazy idea. Curling on Eternia. Curlor, heroic master of curling. Peg warming Matty Collector for 3 years in a row.
You could use broom.
Okay, I think we just made Madame Rat less appealing. Sorry, curlers or curling artists or curling athletes, but somebody please explain the appeal of curling, because all I see is like weird hockey with a broom.
I'm sorry, I have to say it is a silly looking game.
I mean, come on. Even Homer Simpson was able to master curling. I mean, looks like they're just cleaning up after themselves.
I think we're gonna receive some hate mail by all 3 curling fans. I'm sorry, guys. I know it has its appeal. I just don't see it. It looks silly from an outsider's perspective. Then again, I'm still trying to figure out how the heck bowling can be considered a sport. I mean, all you do is toss the ball, let it hit some pins, and then wait for it to return to you. So the only thing is like, well...
It's sort of like weightlifting. Come on.
It kind of... Well, I can say that after 3 rounds, it can be kind of... well, exhausting.
Yeah, but it's fun. It's really, really fun. I understand like weightlifting is like to show your muscular prowess and blah blah blah, big muscles. Yeah, this is California. Know that. Sorry about that. Get to the chopper. Well, it's Eternia, so get to the Wind Raider. But seriously, I really don't get curling at all. But then again, some people can consider pool a sport. I just consider it a game of math and angles and something not to do drunk, cause then the balls would be flying everywhere and scratching the table. Guilty of that. I ain't never playing pool drunk again ever.
No, that's beer pong then.
Well, that can happen even if you play sober. I know.
Well, continuing with sports, I was thinking if they had like contests and all this, thinking about the flying characters, all the characters that could fly. Who do you guys think will be the winners out of that one? Who would win flying race?
I would say probably Buzz Off. I think he's a faster flyer than Stratos.
Stratos has a jetpack.
So that's an unfair advantage for Stratos.
Well, Filmation Stratos does not have.
Come on, it's all he's got. I mean, the moment Buzz-Off came, it's like, I have become a second string character.
He was a second string character from the beginning, Stratos.
Okay, I have become
I mean,
like
he's
a
the only
bottom
figure
tier
that had no accessories.
Yeah, stupid Buzz-Off and his stupid axe. I wish I could shove it down his... Stratos, shut up.
And when Buzz Off needs a little extra boost, he gets some ambrosia.
Oh, so you complain about my jetpack, but you don't complain about Mr. B using steroids?
No, it is honey.
And there were no evil flying characters, really, were they?
Not in the cartoons, because Mosquito didn't come around in time.
Okay. Now, though, we gotta add, would Drago Man be faster than them? Because now we officially do have an evil flying character.
Probably would be. But Drago Man doesn't like to interact with humans. It was in the bio.
Yeah.
He doesn't trust them.
I'm thinking
doesn't trust dragons.
avians might be tasty, you know.
Because Mosquito is going to be a bloodsucker. He'll be too busy stinging everyone.
What I was gonna say, if the Red Knight can walk around with his lance, Stratos can have his jetpack. I mean, keep in mind, they're flying monkeys.
With a big golden egg. Okay, I guess that should wrap up our sports.
And now, let's go to Crespo's Fun Corner.
I'm so cool, 'cause I travel through time.
Did you know? Sports and the idea of competition date back to the earliest signs of human civilization. There has always been some form of sports in every society. When ancient man was hunting and gathering for survival, the spirit of competition was there. Archaeologists in Africa have discovered ancient cave carvings that depict contests of archery and javelin throwing that date back hundreds of years before the Greeks began their Olympic sports. Sports are fun, and we admire champions. In ancient Greek and Roman times, the winners were showered with gold and treasures. Greeks and Romans marked great monuments in sports in their art. Today, we honor our champions by giving them endorsement deals and putting them on Wheatie boxes. There is also a dark side to our sports. Sometimes an athlete doesn't compete for gold, but simply for the ability to survive another day. As entertaining as sports can be, there is a danger. History has a long list of examples of deadly sports. The ancient Romans held gladiator battles in arenas all through their empire. Movies and TV shows have done a lot of keep the idea of gladiator battles as adventure, but they were deadly. Gladiators were often slaves, criminals and prisoners of war. Gladiator battles became a national obsession to the empire. Most of the time, gladiators did not want to kill each other. Gladiators used swords, axes and an array of deadly melee weapons. Injuries were often life-threatening. These warriors were trained in all forms of weapons. They fought to make the battle look exciting and work at disarming their opponent instead of killing. If the battle was exciting, the loser was often spared to battle another day, but other times the crowd wanted to see blood and the gladiators had to deliver. Sometimes there was no choice and battle would be declared To the death! The Romans also held chariot races between gladiator battles. These races had the same survival odds as the gladiator battle. The chariots involved high-speed races around the arenas with fast-moving horses. The chariots would often go too fast around a corner, causing the chariot to flip. The driver and the horses would get trampled and maimed because nothing stopped the race. There are instances where even the spectators would be killed. I guess this explains NASCAR. As civilization advanced, dangerous sports continued. The Vikings held tug-of-war contests between warring tribes. A group of strong warriors would compete using a freshly killed animal skin over a roaring fire pit. The losers would get burned alive, while the winner would take all of the belongings of the losers, including their women. In medieval times, knights held jousting tournaments. Although knights held a strict code of jousting and tried not to harm each other, there would be severe injuries and even few deaths in the competitions. Knights put their bodies and lives at risk because of the honors they would receive for their champions. There was no real reward for winning a jousting tournament except for title of champion. The most extreme has to go the Mesoamerican civilizations of ancient Mexico and South America. The various tribes of Mayans and Aztecs played one sport that went by many names. Some names are unpronounceable. A common name for it's ulama. It is usually referred to as a Mesoamerican ball game. The rules of the game are still a mystery. The game involved playing in a stone-walled alley with a hoop. Two teams used a 9-pound rubber ball and played it like soccer or racquetball. This ball game was often used as substitute for war. Instead of battlefield, two opposing factions put their warriors to play in a single game. Before the game, human sacrifices and blood rituals would take place to honor their gods. The game itself could go on for hours and hours. The reason why is because the winners would be honored with gold, a magnificent feast, and women. The losers would be beheaded and sacrificed to their gods. This probably created some highly intense games, especially for the players. Although we don't have a life or death games in our society, we still have to have that excitement. Athletes still go out and put their bodies on the line. We still honor our champions. Boxing, MMA and ultimate fighting are huge sports attractions. Even professional wrestling is a big draw. We might have to accept that this is just human nature. As us.
If you liked what you heard, please remember to subscribe to stay up to date with all of our podcasts. Like this video and hit the bell to be notified when we upload new content. This has been a production of Nerds on the Couch. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter in association with adultcollector.org. You can find them on Facebook. Good journey.